Ugh. There, that's better. So, anyway, yeah, Herbie Simplex genius. Herbie Simplex chili. How's it going, guys? I hope you've been all right. Missed being able to talk to everybody. I've been out driving like a dog, and I've been able to get my $400 down that they tried to meet me halfway on. But they're having huge paranoia issues right now. At the dealership that I'm turning this into a poop box, apparently, and lining it with pigeons and all this stuff. And I am just taking deliveries nonstop, and I am grabbing 4 hours of sleep until my body finally has enough. And it's like, oh wow, well, things could be worse, I guess. Oh, I'm not laughing about that. But anyway, well, I was for a split second. I'm sorry. It's like, ugh, it's just, I don't know. My parents used to just kind of bust out laughing, and I suppose they'd be thinking about their own stuff, and they'd be like, "We're not laughing at you, we're laughing with you." My brother used to just razz him back and imitate him and say, "We're just laughing through you." So, yeah, I wound up helping out some people, and I had a little bit of just getting the car paid off and moving to Florida and all this other stuff. And I invested, and man, just what a reorg plan the stock market was for some time, and it's still a little jittery lately with what I've got. So I see I have one visitor. Yay. How are you? I'm still working on Herbie stuff, and I'm getting a new phone. Hopefully the overheating issues will be a thing of the past, especially with the temperatures these days. So just saying hi to 13 people. Come on, guys, you're you're too awesome. Why is this video blowing up? Uh, anyway, the video blowing up would at least provide a little bit of nice warmth. Just need the controlled burn, in things. 17. Come on now. How is everybody? How are you all doing? Last food I ate, I had some seaweed sheets. Oh my god, let me tell you my seaweed story. Just to take my mind off things. I've been buying food. I've been like earning like a champ, but I like the housing around here is just ridiculous, and I have a friend that's been putting me up like every so often. And yeah, let me tell you my seaweed story in a bit. But yeah, those seaweed sheets, you know what we're talking about. Like they got all the the salt on them and the olive oil or whatever recipe they're all prepared to. But yeah, I've been eating like crazy. I've been doing fine, living off energy drinks. Don't drink energy drinks, and uh hot dogs, pizza, whatever. I'm doing great with that. What do I need to get off my mind? Let me. I'll tell you the seaweed story. This is quite a left turn. Um, just to maybe lighten up the the cold part of this, but yeah. So anyway, we had this dog that was a German Shepherd Labrador mix, and dumb as a post, and his name is Coco. And so we took him out. Isn't that kind of a broadcast dude? Um, yeah. So, feel free to saunter along. Sorry, I need things on my chest like a blanket. There's like no other activity going on besides that. So just, yeah, bye. Probably two letters in this case, but anyway, ta-ta. Just have a little bit of decorum on here, can you? Yeah, instead of B-Y-E, B-I. I'm past that. I'm married. I was married. I had the love of my life. But anyway, I'm just gonna get back to my dog story. So, we took this dog out to the beach, and the dog was really, really enjoying the beach and started eating a ton of seaweed. And so there was all kinds of bubbly seaweed and sheets and everything, and so he really liked all the bubbly seaweed, and so he started chowing down on that, and he looked like he was getting a little fat, but we told him to knock it off. And a couple of days later, we're hearing these weird noises from near a tree. So my dad goes outside and he says, "What the hell are you doing?" So the dog is just rubbing his butt against the tree and he's going, "Er, er," making all these stupid dog noises because the seaweed's coming back out and it's the bubbly kind. So there are just gigantic ropes of it just here and there. And he's working on the last one getting out. And so he's rubbing it against the tree. And so my dad just chases after him. And my dog's like hobbling around with the seaweed, and my dad like just nails it, and he takes his boot and he stomps on it right next to the dog. So the dog just takes off and he goes right out, and the bubbles kill him. So it's like, never again, dog. But anyway, that's my seaweed story, and that's why I eat the sheets, and yeah, I've never had the bubbly kelpy kind, I guess they call it. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, so there's not too much else going on. I've been working on Suno. If you check the videos that I posted, I did one about my landlord being a complete chowder clown. He was basically just going to food pantries all the time and supporting 6 dogs with no fire insurance, and he was nuts, like, just harassing me. He just wound up, like, swearing at me when he was trying to help me celebrate my birthday. Like, I was hungry, and he's like, hold on, I'm going to go run out, and I'm going to go grab, hold on, I'm going to go grab the camera, don't touch that cake or else. And I'm like, just like taking the knife at it because I'm absent-mindedly hungry, and I'm like finally able to celebrate my birthday after 4 years because my wife helped me celebrate just the best 50th birthday anybody could ever have, and then she got sick right in the middle of it and went upstairs. I mean, she gave our marriage everything, and she was just a fantastic woman. And if you look up I Love You Too, Abby, in the videos, you'll see her. You'll hear her talking, at least, but just a fantastic woman. So my landlord was just a petty piece of garbage. Like, I would throw on like different pairs of socks, and I didn't care. There was like nobody else in the house. I thought I was among friends, and he's like,
He's like, I don't know about you. Like, sometimes you look around and, like, people are looking at you like you might be, you know, like you're a little crazy, like you're a little unbalanced.
It's like my wife was on life support for 3 days, you moron. Somebody who is pretty much PhD level, falling all the way to that forever because of family abuse. And it's like, I don't know. We all have ways of dealing with trauma, but his way was of having a perfectly organized knife drawer. I mean, I reached just to absentmindedly cut the cake, and he came back and he was like screaming, and he was like,
This is why you don't effing listen.
and I'm like, get away from me. It's like you're lucky that I even let you look at stick your nose in my room and peek at the one birthday card that I had. Cause like I wasn't celebrating my birthday, I wasn't having it. And then here he is, like, just like flipping out like Dr. Ruth, like having a fiery little point about something. And so I'm like, get away from me, dude. You are just absolutely insane. And like he was really starting to do crazy stuff. Like I tried for 2 months to tell him that the toilet was running and running and running, and we went through 12,000 gallons, like enough to fill a suburban swimming pool. And the city got back to him and said, "Hey, you seen 12,000 gallons? Because we could probably be billing you for this." And he's like,
Oh, I don't know. Oh, my housemate just never ever said anything about it.
and I'm like, "Yeah, I kind of did." And I had to have one of his friends tell him when he was visiting one day. So he's like,
You really need to tell me these things.
so I emailed him. I tried to tell him in person. He's like,
Don't tell me. Don't tell me. I can't handle things, and then I think about them all night.
so it's like, oh God, just cut the garbage, will you? So I wound up giving that clown like an extra $800, and so the first thing out of his mouth was when I paid him like on the third instead of the first. He was like,
I need you to know that rent is due on the 1st instead of whenever you want to pay. So going forward,
and I said, all right, well, I said, I'll make sure I never pay rent late again. And I'm not paying rent ever. So screw you. So yeah, I just hobbled up. I took a bus, got a car, got pneumonia in New York City because I didn't want to throw on shorts. I'm dressed much better. I got 2 blankets here, so I'm freezing. But yeah, it's a nice stable 42, so I don't have to worry about that yet. And I'm gonna be moving to Manchester, but I'm getting a phone tomorrow to demonstrate that I actually live there. Because right now I'm just out taking deliveries like night and day, just getting minimal sleep in the work area. So I'm not permanently homeless, but yeah, I've got a registered address, and I just have to have proof of it for the banks because they're like, oh, dude, we kind of like having our money. And I was out all weekend earning this money. And I mean, I've been in like survival mode just like all this time. I've been like going to hotels, eating when I can afford it, but it's just been really brutal cold out here. And I just wish I was able to take some time to work on some Herbie stuff, but um, yeah, it's an issue of grabbing naps and being tired and stuff, because your body doesn't want you sleeping much. Like I made it through my first weekend on an hour and a half of sleep, and it was really bad. Uh, I got like an hour and three quarters worth of sleep. Started taking deliveries. Couldn't take much more. Went to sleep. Grabbed a half an hour of sleep. Zonked out. Um, I really got through my day on about like 4 hours of sleep, and I just it's the hotel costs that have been kind of nipping at me, but I had a friend put me up. So I'm just about at the point this month where I would be uh, affording um, regular housing and having to pay for my down payment and stuff right now. So it's just kind of ugh. But I'm going to be taking a trip to see my friends. Probably going to skip the Uber this time. I've been really reluctant to park this anywhere because it's got like a keyless ignition, and I guess some of the older ones are theft magnets. So um, that's about it. I got a heart monitor on me just from the stress, and it really sucks. I'm sorry, guys, that I've been a real slouch with like getting the Herbie content out. But I got some extra characters. Turt Salad, he's like a 1980s leftover video game character. I got Donnie Terrors. Just been working on graphics for a Herbie newscast. Tonight's sponsor is Berry Egg. Don't ask. That was one of Herbie's lines. But I got some really goofy, weird Channel 58, freakish, analog horror type music. At least the happy stuff that starts out. I could probably sell some of the Suno stuff to news stations. I'll tell you that the Florida, oh God, I can't remember what their name is, but Spectrum. Oh my God, their news. They got like this one sound effect that they just kneel on until until your day is like completely destroyed with like awful guitar and like it's like this it's like a cough syrup laden guitar sequence. Anybody in Florida that is watching this, you know what I'm talking about. It's like so my landlord, and this is where the craziness was continuing, he was blasting the TV 15 hours out of 24 to wake his stupid dogs up uh, out of their depression. And so allegedly, he could sleep at night. So he had this weird thing going on where, like, you couldn't even open up the house fridge, and, like, he would get all bent out of shape. And he'd be like, I sleep all night. I sleep all night. I sleep 4 hours, really. I can't take it anymore. So here he is, like 35 feet away or whatever, and he's losing his mind about that. So we're all on like a restrictive fridge schedule. He didn't let us eat leftovers. We couldn't like stash anything for leftovers. Um, it was nuts. Like we had to eat this nasty food pantry stuff. He was going to 4 food pantries, and like he was going around in his rainbow robe, and so that's why he's in my video, Psycho Landlord Blues or whatever, or Psycho Landlord. Check that out. He was just vicious. He was the worst person I've ever met and had to deal with in my life. Um, Controlling, micromanaging, just did not allow me to do things like move my belongings around without flipping out. Like, It was awful. I like I said, I got 800 bucks out of my last bits of money because like the delivery scene was really poor down there. And so I got him that 800 bucks and he's like, where do you want to put it? And I'm like, oh, keep professional, dude. And he, I guess, was accused of like going after a girl or something. And like, I guess he was using being gay as a defense, but his ex said, yeah, it's probably a 50-50 chance if he was drinking. I was like, wow. Vote of confidence there. So his ex was basically a controlled, burned out snitch. And then we got another guy in, and we got just enough rent to get through, but he was miserable and he was vicious and he was trying too hard to make everybody feel comfortable, and he would just snap and get destructive and hateful. And I mean, you think that hate crimes are um you know part of one demographic, especially they all engage in their own little spiteful overflows, I'll tell you that. And it was disgusting. Like, he was telling me like how to wear my wedding ring, like to start putting it around my neck and like to start reducing the possessions that she had and stuff. And so here's where I am anyway. I had to bite my leg off, so to speak, to escape, and I'd rather be in a 45-degree car than deal with him because he was so bad. I mean, I loved the Florida weather and I would be doing great health-wise in comparison, but mentally, just no. It was pure abuse, pure condescension, contempt, and I'd rather be out here trying to be creative than deal with his garbage. Um, so yeah. So here it is, about 45 degrees uh, outside. You can see the um, condensation starting to form. It's not frost yet, but yeah, I don't think I'm going to be in good shape to really drive down to Manchester today. I just wish I could work nonstop, and just crash out. But uh, I don't know. My Venmo is Herbie Simplex Jr. If anybody might have a $1 or two. But uh, I'll try to get out a. Oh, actually, hold on. Yeah, I got Herbie season one, like SEIZIN 1. Um, already published. It's 30. Um, Geez, I'm sorry. It's cold. I haven't been covering my head up here, but yeah, it's 30 little Herbie Simplex mini stories. So yeah, if you guys want to support the channel, just look on Gumroad, GUM road.com for Herbie Simplex. And yeah, I got some funny stuff about the debut of Turt Salad, the awful video game that Herbie discovered him in. I got the polite dinner peach incident, where Herbie starts out with his hair all slicked back and he's being very polite among the adults, and then like he just has a complete sugar spaz. And he's got his psychological report. Donnie Terrors is in there as well, I believe. So that's about it. I'm holding up okay. Going out to Dunkin' Donuts to grab some nice heated air. Yay. And some food. So I'm holding up okay. I'm not in complete danger, but like waking up in the cold has you waking up from your body just messing with you, like trying to tell you in 8 billion different ways that you got to get your core warmed back up and whew. So anyway, I really don't know who I rejected there with getting things off my chest or whatever, but this is not that kind of channel. It's just a funny AI bot that I created that's going to be driving the thing again. Herbie was just a set of rules for fighting scammers, and I just applied his stuff to anything, and oh my goodness, it came out funny. Like I got Herbie scopes, and I'll be glad to take like a request in a comment or whatever. Like if you have anything that you want written up uh, by Herbie, hopefully Herbie News would be good. This thing is probably like more gigs than my phone has got left, so I'm just exhausted, cold, not completely beaten. And I'm looking forward to some warm October weather shortly, but I'm free of a real tyrant. Don't ever let anybody tell you how negative your worth is if it's just them working out um, their fears and their arrogance and their condescension, because you'll never be able to achieve anything. He threw out my power cables. He tried throwing out my friends. There's somebody I care about a lot. I'm out on the fence as to whether we'll actually be able to meet up, but um, that's it. Freezing. Gonna just warm the phone up. And I'm going to just sit up and head to Dunks. I love Dunks so much. Thank you, Dunkin' Donuts, for always having nice, warm restaurants when they're open. I wish you guys were open 24 hours again, but I wouldn't want to end up imposing just while I'm waiting for a nice place to stay. So that's about it. Yeah, the 24-hour open thing has been scaled back, and I don't know if it's exactly because of COVID, but I think businesses are starting to smarten up, and it's like not everybody has to go out and eat and risk being a hazard to employees and the public. Um, so that's about it for now. This battery is overheating in a nice way, finally. Florida was terrible. I couldn't stream. Well, Florida heat was terrible. Florida, I loved. The people were awesome. The delivery um, opportunities I had were terrible. I'm up about probably a factor of 10, literally, so far this week from what I was making. So I'm very excited about that. I'll probably wake up to one or two more tips, but it's so welcome. I put my all into being on call, and like I couldn't apply like Walmart Spark and or was it Amazon Spark? I don't know. Um, yeah, it's I'm not quite delirious here, just tired. I got like almost 4 hours of sleep, I think, maybe a bit more. Tonight I just zonked out, so yeah. The old the old hotel costs have been pretty expensive. They wanted like up to 370 this upcoming week for a single night, and I was like, nope. They said, hey, how about 650 a week? I'm like, no. How about 650 a month for me just like plunking down and not even bugging housekeeping? And there's got to be a hotel out there that can like get some kind of profit off that. So as soon as I get another phone, I'll be using this poor sad thing to read off anyway. I hope you're all doing okay. I hope none of you are homeless. At the moment, I always used to look down on it like, yeah, you can get in anytime you want. Just make some calls to people and you'll be fine. And even like my childhood friends are like, I gotta decide with everybody else if we're gonna have you here. And it's like, yeah, whatever, mopey. And I mean, he's been a very good person, but he's just been, I don't know. People get oblivious, they get compassion fatigue, and they stop thinking that you're cold or you're hungry or that you need help. And I mean, I lost my wife and just, I lost my survival instincts, and everybody's like egging me on, and I'm like, whatever. So I finally shrugged and I got away from this psycho landlord, and I'm holding up okay. I'm making money every single day, uh, more than enough to set aside if I don't go to a hotel again. That's been the temptation, but no, I'm just putting my foot down and gonna try to get into streaming on favorited. Um, I made a whopping 35 cents, which is more than I've made in decades. So, gosh, it's just so cold. I'm, yeah, just not doing commentary on any sorts of platforms that run $5 ads on my content or that of others who have died without being reimbursed. $5 ads, real estate. Look, I found a rock video. Stopped caring about view counts for $5 ads. Greedy much. Oh gosh, I'm just so sick. Oh gosh. Social commentary. Yeah. So anyway, that's one reason why I'm not in more luxurious accommodations either, is that certain means of compensation for content rendered have never been significant, let alone heading northward of a hundredth of a dollar. So anyway, that's about it for now. I'm going to bed. I hope you sleep well, and whatever. Thank you for that kind offer to get whatever off my chest or whatever. It just no. I mean, I don't care if you're like a goddess or whatever, or a handsome person of some type, but I'm not about any kind of cheesy doing stuff like that. I don't want to do that with fans. I don't want to do that in real life. When you get older, you're going to reach a point where you're like, oh, thank goodness. I just don't feel like I have to chase that kind of thing around anymore. And you can focus on other parts of your life, intellectual pursuits, semi intellectual in my case. But I'm glad for all the people that came by, and I'll get this out. Um, Again, I'm not in any danger. Uh, it's just really a nuisance being this cold right now, but I do have a crocheted blanket and I have a family blanket that we used to have at the house with my wife, and so I might have another blanket in storage I'll go grab, and my overheating phone even feels nice. So I hope you're doing okay. If you're homeless, don't try to get hotel vouchers unless you're really getting roughed up around town, I guess. That's my advice. I got nothing but a bag of like salted peanuts and M&Ms and whatever trail mix skeletons. I don't know, whatever crappy trail mix recipe it was. I hate like having M&Ms thrown into like good healthy fruit and stuff. And yeah, I got two things of mandarin orange stuff. It's like, yeah, thanks for spiking my sugar. I stayed up from 12:30 in the morning all the way to 8:30. I couldn't sleep anywhere. I was at a bus stop in downtown Somersworth to meet with this lady, and she's like, "Oh, yeah, here, trail mix, hee hee. You should call 211." And it's like, "Yeah, 211 sent me to you there, chief." So I'm just giving up on doing anything besides working. Um, the housing will come, but I don't know. I need counseling really, really badly about losing my wife. I'm very glad that I got uh, out of that housing situation with my landlord because he was scum. I've never seen somebody so nasty and gross and abusive when he like flaunts like how much he's supposed to be a kind and benevolent person, you know. And then like he just starts like getting cutting with you, you know, and just like screaming at you over like coffee creamer that you haven't touched in 2 weeks. Um, but yeah, I mean, he had some serious psychoses with him. He burned his foot, and I understand that, you know, one tantrum was good, but I got so stressed out by him. Like I at one point just lay down and I felt like I was having a heart attack. He was just nasty, and I slept and slept, and I woke up the next morning and he's like, "I made breakfast." And I'm like dying, like my chest is like, I should just be joining my wife here. Because I had her ashes with me. And I mean, he was vicious, like just like completely nasty, like all the time. He's like, "It's like babysitting you. It's like babysitting you." And he's the one like flapping around in his, you know, summer robe, like being a diva and a prima donna and an histrionics. And like he starts blubbering about how he has no friends. I lost my wife very slowly over 10 years to her family's abuse, just compounding and compounding through her body, which was racked with Lyme disease and diabetes and mono and MTHFR. And I loved her to pieces, and I went to pieces losing her. And here is this guy. He's living right with his ex, right nearby. And he's like, poor me. And it's like, I only lost my cool one time with him when he was being an even more abusive jerk. And that was when I Man, I still can't believe it, but I got freaked out by him in January of this year, and I got all of my stuff out that I could. Like, I brought it down to, like, one pair of clothes to change into. I had, like, just a notebook and a pen, and that was it. That was everything in the whole freaking room, and I was paying 800 bucks a month to that nasty bully for a while, and he's like, I know you're paying a little bit more for storage. Wouldn't you kind of say that's kind of, kind of stupid? And I was like, not as stupid as having a heart attack. Or I said something like, not as stupid as giving someone a heart attack. And he just visibly recoiled. And he was like, ah. Yeah, I'm just talking to my landlord, whoever just jumped in. I'm sorry. How are you? I'm going to Dunkin' Donuts soon. Oh, you just jumped out. Anyway, screw it. Whoever else is watching this replay. Uh, yeah, here's what happened. So he's like, I've tried to be so supportive to you. You don't even want to talk to me. It's like, I'm exhausted. I told you I would be paying for this place out of my inheritance. I'm paying you 800 bucks a month to basically tell me nothing, to not have to support me psychologically, to wish me a good day, whatever. I'm being a black box in there, like lying down in a stupid room with a big sign that says, "The beach is my happy place." And it's like, yeah, I wanted to leave a note that said, "Too bad you're a miserable son of a bitch elsewhere." So, that was about it, dealing with him. I mean, he was, like, nasty, just taking it out on us, and then, like, the dogs would be just left to their own devices for the most part, and, he knew just what to get away with, um, in terms of, like, getting them out for fresh air and exercise and everything, and he was just a weirdo. Like, he was an animal collector. Like, we spent the time with the dogs, and they had behavioral problems, just because, like, you know, they didn't really have anybody interacting with them. So, their tails would wag and they'd go crazy, like, with me just, like, stopping by and talking to them. And the thing is, like, dogs don't have to be petted, they can just be spoken to, and, they'll know you're making the effort at least with these 6. But yeah, he was just so nasty, I couldn't talk to him. He'd be like, "Oh, I can't think about anything you say because 'cause I'll be thinking about it all night." It's like, well, that sounds like another kind of problem to me." But, yeah, I couldn't tell him anything that was going on with my day that was, like, slightly morbid. And, you know, I can I can absolutely handle concepts, negative concepts, gruesome ones. Um, I don't want to, but I mean, after I lost the love of my life and someone who was my companion for so long, he had it so easy. His hallmate, roommate, whatever, right next to him, yeah, he was a burned out shell, but my wife loved me to pieces and I went to pieces, and I never ever ever cried about it in front of him or anything. I just went about my life, and and, like, he was like a cat just, like, trying to claw at, like, the one little thread in your life that's threatening to come apart, and he was terrible, like, just the worst human being I've ever dealt with, and the thing is, like, he would always bestow food upon us all, but at the same time, that was justification that he owned us, you know, like, he was collecting people like he was collecting his pets, and I feel bad for whoever is left over there, him included. He's not an evil person, but he's a bad person. But yeah, sometimes he's evil too. Um, and I don't miss him. I would not miss him if he had all the heat in the universe. I may be shivering out here, but I'm gonna get used to it, and I'm gonna get housing soon and get the channel going one way or another. So I'm sorry that I have to kind of vent this, and as Skate Lizard said, get this off my chest. So uh, anyway, I'm sorry, Skate Lizard, but I know I know that that's, you know, vernacular these days about getting stuff off your chest. I'm not interested in that. I'm interested in just speaking to people, and I'll never want to meet anybody here ever, like for any reason. I mean, like I could be at a HerbieCon and like, no, I'm seeing that, you know, internet fame is corrupting and just like abrasive, and I'm gonna just need to have some distance, however big the Herbie Simplex Jr. character does get. Probably won't be that big, but um, no, I'm not here to meet people. I will never want to meet people. Um, just got to keep your work life balance on here. I see so many terrible things about like just random, very deeply affected people. Just wanting help from you, and then it's like, gotta run because I'm not that interesting. You gotta just believe me on that. And people are always like wanting one thing more. They get used to you. You know, familiarity breeds contempt is one of the biggest things that I ascribe to. Um, People get nasty. Like my landlord was just a nasty bastard after first starting out. Like, you know, he'd be like, "Oh, I've got like this Belgian French crunch waffle with 85 layers of confection, blah, blah, blah." And then it turned out like, "Okay, this cake is 90% sugar. Eat it. No leftovers." And I'm like, "Oh, God, will you please cut it out?" And, man, just a nasty person. I mean, like, I have never run into somebody that is so freaking vicious and yet expecting, you know, emotional entitlement, blah, blah, blah. I mean, he traumatized himself, and then, like, his whole attitude through the day just had him bestowing anger and pain and spite. Uh, it was really a unique case, but I mean, he had serious cognitive issues too, though. Um, like I tried to fix the toilet. I did fix the toilet actually, with a brilliant, uh, well, from hours of sitting around figuring what to do. So not really, well, ultimately brilliant. No, I'm not brilliant. But anyway, I'm just very tired, and I thought, well, passingly clever. How's that? So, we had a toilet tank that had, and I don't mean that to start sounding like a pirate software chain there. But no, I just think I did okay. And again, I'm just very tired, and considering that I didn't have tools to deal with this toilet leak, I think I did okay. So, um, strike brilliant, just okay. Sometimes that's all you need to do is just show up, right? Like I've got a 50-minute stream so far, yay! Just from showing up at 4 o'clock in the morning because I can't sleep because it's so cold. See, but anyway, yeah, I had this little device. It was just a bottle filled with just enough water. The toilet tank float was not going down unless I put my hand in there, and the water pressure started um, just keeping the float up. It was a really weird situation. Um, so um, I devised this little soda bottle trick, and he was always like,
Tell me if there's issues with the home and I'll fix them immediately.
so I told him like in person, then I told him by email, and I told him I just devised this little float to keep the water going, uh, keep the water stopped rather, so I could go to bed. And uh-oh, this better not be pneumonia. Oh man, I'm gonna put the heat on. Oh man. Oh boy. So yeah, so that's why I'm not in Florida. I devised this nice, kind, little considerate float of sorts or whatever to keep the toilet from running and like getting him billed for hundreds of gallons. And all I get is like some nasty, stupid sign on the toilet all the time that I don't dare take off that says,
Tell me if there are ever problems with the property and I'll fix them immediately.
and like I hear him like waking me up at like midnight and stuff after he blasts his TV yet another time. I mean, the guy's an idiot. He's a loving person, or he apes loving, but he's a hollow shell, and he was really starting to get dangerous to himself and others with his just going from food pantry to food pantry, thinking that was something that was going to keep a house afloat. So, yeah, he kept changing his mind on plans that he was going to do, and he was vicious, absolutely vicious, uh, disempowering. I hate using PC speak, but not emotionally supportive. He thought essentially that all of us were idiots. Where he could flip a mean burger, that was great. He could get together all the leftovers you wanted. That's great. You could eat. That's great. That's all he was good at was stuffing people with food and cutting hair, I'll say. That was very kind and appreciated, but there was a vicious emptiness in the middle of him that just radiated out. I wish he could have stayed my friend, but he had grotesque and gruesome attitudes toward us, all of us. And I hope that he's putting some of the crap that he put on me on my former housemates so they can see it's time to go too. I have never run into more psychological abuse long term. Even my drunk father in law came around and took me in as a member of the family and stopped being abusive to my wife, which was a very fortunate thing for him. Um, it would have gotten me shot or probably thrashed, but yeah, my landlord was even worse than him. Um, so, and that man is a tragedy. I saw him reaching out, trying to be good to all of us, but he did it through a cloud of booze, and he finally kicked it, but much better than my landlord. I have to say, um, whatever you need treated with Prozac, uh, I'm glad that it seems to be working for one person, but I had one person chain smoking like a carton of cigarettes a day, it seemed like, just watching Frasier, and that was terrible. Um, we had the windows open as a hint, but it was so deadly toxic, and the heat was $800 one month, and she just sat there watching Frasier all day, laughing at the top of her lungs, and this idiot smoked like crazy and then had a baby like down the road. Just disgusting people out there that have contempt for you after a while. Um, I mean, having a baby wasn't contempt, but I mean the smoking part and just I don't know. Bad Prozac is horrific Prozac. And then and then with this guy, I'm like, yeah, there's this in the house that needs repairing, and he's like, I got it, or like, don't talk to me about that, and I'm like, shut up, dude. I'm like, your house is falling apart. Like, the floors were so terrible too. Like, I used to call it the Ganch, but uh, I'm working on a sequel to the Psycho Landlord song, uh, where my socks were just walking around, uh, looking awful like Al Jolson, while his roomie sits on the couch just fantasizing about Merlin Olsen. So, gotta fine tune that one. I hope you all have been good. But I don't have much phone left. I'm cold and exhausted. Letting you guys know I'm okay. Other than that, I hope the pneumonia has not returned uh, into my chest. I'm gonna just blast the heat, but I'm starting to get like this awful, like tickling feeling in my chest. So I should probably wrap up for now. Go take some deliveries and get some work done, make some money, lie out in the October sun. It's not much, but at least it's not November sun, which isn't much at this point. So, burr. I hope you're all doing okay. Um, just, I'd rather be anywhere else in the world besides Florida with that horrible, horrible person right now. I helped him out for a couple of years, um, and I have to rebuild. It had to be done. Um, it was just hitting my inheritance too much. There's one person out there that, a couple people out there out west that want to visit or have me visit. So we'll see. Um, that's about it. I know this has gotten stream of consciousness, and I hope it's still been random enough to be entertaining and fill in some gaps here and there. Um, I just want to give a huge thanks to those people that have helped me out while I'm out here homeless. Just trying to save up money. That's the one brutal thing, you think it's like, yeah, okay, great. I can snap my fingers and get a bed again, but I mean, being out here is a nasty lifestyle that just eats into your wallet or has that potential. So, um, I saw something by this guy that was a self-made millionaire, and he said, "You gotta watch every effing buck, and take that advice, please, and run with it. If you're drowning yourself in energy drinks or fast food, just trying to, like, get around from moment to moment, realize that the economy is just about balanced where, people can really and companies can really all screw you in tandem, pretty well financially and just lift an extra dollar or 2 out of you here and there every single day. You have to look for the things that save you a dollar or 2 that you can go without, that you can have willpower, to skip and, take that money and use it to rebuild your life. It's easier said than done, but don't yield to the here and now, for mental comforts. If you're ever homeless, don't smoke, for example. Uh, I mean, that's the same as my energy drinks right now, which I started just pounding after I lost my wife. I just wanted to be with her that sooner, and it's had an effect, and it's been an investment in a way. So, anyway, this is going on for too long, to quote Silent Hill 2. Lovely game. I hope you're doing well. I'm signing off, over and out. This has been the Herbie channel for now. I'm looking to actually get funny Herbie stuff with my phone soon. This iPhone 13 has served me beautifully well. Apple, thank you for designing it. It's been through a hell of a lot, and I look forward to letting it rest in peace soon. My thoughts are with you all. I hope you're doing all right. If you've got your struggles in your mansion, out on the streets with your boyfriend, girlfriend, friend, um, I can't think of fun pronouns right now for whoever's out there and just in a unique situation. Just want to thank every one of you of all races, walks of life, ages. Um, I think about you guys, and you guys keep me going. Um, I've got like 324 mysteries out there, in a way. Um, so that's about it. I'm gonna just stream all I can here. I was watching about World of T-shirts, pretty sad. So, um, my thoughts are with him. Heading out, all you other broken streamers out there that have already tasted fame and fortune. It gets better. You lose your money eventually, right? All right. Well, that's it. Over and out, everybody. Be thinking about you, throughout my workday. All the best. Bye bye.